Alright folks, so on this episode of How Do You Hot Rod, I caught up with 9 more of the Misshifters at the Spokane Interstate Fairground when they were there showing their vehicles off. So here we go, check out this episode of How Do You Hot Rod. Rochelle, once again, thank you for giving me a little bit of time to talk about your cars and the Misshifters.
Yes.
We have Dorothy. Tell me a little bit about Dorothy.
Dorothy is a 1964 Impala with a 283 and a 2-speed Power Glide. I am the 3rd owner.
And you race her.
I race her sometimes when my actual race car is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very slow, 19-second quarter mile. It's a little embarrassing.
You have a thing for Impalas, if I remember right.
I do. Growing up, my parents had a 68 SS, and I love Impalas.
All right. Now, where did Dorothy the name Dorothy come from?
So Dorothy is the first owner of this car. She owned it from 64 to 2008.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful color, too. Still the original paint?
Yep.
Wow. And the white top, the 2-door, it's a beautiful car.
Original engine, original tranny, 80,000 miles.
Interior still?
No,
Interior,
but it's new old stock.
Okay. All right. And now, this bright pink one behind me.
Yes.
This doesn't look stock.
No.
Fill me in.
This is Petunia.
Petunia.
The 1962 Chevy C10. She has a 235 in her.
Okay.
And an M20 transmission.
Now, one thing though that is extremely custom is those bed caps.
Yes.
Now, was that Austin?
Austin.
Austin Wagner with Austin's custom engraving.
Yes.
Ace.
We're gonna put a new engine in it at some point.
Okay.
Something
Big
wild.
block.
Yeah, yeah.
With the zoomy headers that come out the holes in the
Yeah. It's gonna be something ridiculous to match the truck. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
All right. So speaking of a little ridiculous, tell me about this Misshifters Car Club.
So Misshifters was started in 2009 by Alicia Wood. She couldn't get into some of the other men's clubs, so she thought, I'll start my own damn club. And I joined 2 months later.
Okay.
And then I found Dorothy, and this is my dream car. And I called her up and I said, can I restart the Misshifters? I want to go somewhere with this. And I found 5 girls right away. I found Lala and Angie and Stacy and April, and we just went for it. And feels like I just got goosebumps. It feels like we're changing the way people think about women in motorsports and with classic cars, and we feel respected now, and we didn't back then.
So if there's any of the ladies out there that have a cool car or want to join in the Misshifters, how do they do that?
Misshifters supporter group on Facebook.
Okay. And then is there a website also?
Yes, misshifters.com.
Okay.
You can find us on Instagram too.
Okay.
And definitely come out to the racetrack next year because there will be about 6 of us racing.
So now, 1 second here. Speaking of racing, you do race.
Yes.
So you've had a Mustang, and then there was a Ford Flex.
Yeah.
I probably should have mentioned that.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
That's fun.
What else have you raced? Dorothy.
Dorothy. In a pinch, I raced the tow truck.
The tow truck?
Yeah, the tow vehicles. When my Mustang, I blew the engine in my Mustang and I wasn't losing my points, so I raced my husband's F10.
Oh, wow.
I'd race an ice cream truck if I had to.
So if anybody out there has an ice cream truck,
I will race it.
we have something we got to see.
I haven't taken the Bel Air down the track, but I want to take the Bel Air ass dragon. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Ass dragon, sparks flying.
Yeah. All right, Rochelle, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Randy.
So, Angie,
Yes.
you're with the Misshifters, correct?
I am, yes.
How long have you been with them?
Ooh, since 2013.
2013?
Yes, I was a second member.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm the vice president.
Okay. What got you drawn into them? How did you get started with them?
My husband had just finished up my car. Well, it was almost finished. And she posted a post and said, hey, is anybody interested in this all-girls car club? I want to get started again. And I was like, yes, me. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time.
Okay.
And I was looking for something for myself. So, yeah.
And it's turned into one heck of a car club.
It has.
They're a ton of fun. So, hey, what do we got here, by the way?
69 Firebird.
Okay.
Yep, it's got a 400 engine, a Pontiac 400 engine. I have a turbo 400 transmission.
Okay.
We had to redo the top. So actually, the story is my husband had an old International rat rod
Okay.
that he had done. He actually traded his rat rod for the Firebird, and actually it was just like a rolling chassis, rolling frame. And all the parts were in boxes. It was awesome because they were already primed. It was ready to go. We just had to put it together. And there were boxes and boxes.
Were they labeled at least? Like
I think
parts?
mostly they were labeled.
Okay,
yes.
that helps out a lot.
Yeah, so he actually like redid the interior, the vinyl top. I did very little. I did some sanding, to be honest. I sanded, a little sanding, that's it.
Now, is the flat black on the hood here, is that a vinyl or is that the actual?
That's paint.
That is paint? Oh,
Yep,
wow.
Yep.
I really like how that sets off.
Thank you, thank
And then
you.
down the side here, what color is that?
So the stripe is orange.
Okay, but the silver is not
the silver. So both the black and the silver is a concoction my husband made.
Okay.
He just added,
because there's times
metallic.
it almost looks like it's got a little maybe gold to it. But
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more gold. I don't know, I got my sunglasses on. There's a lot in that. He just kind of mixed it up until he thought it was great. So if anything happens, it's going to be impossible to match.
And then interior pretty stock, or did you change some stuff up in there?
So there used to be the wood kind of panel on the dash. We no longer have that.
Okay.
We did order a new one. We just didn't put it in. It's more, everything is black in it.
Okay.
So yes, everything. We don't have the stock stereo anymore.
Upgrade?
Yeah, but everything else is.
All right.
Yeah, it's an automatic.
Now,
which is.
Okay, do you just show it? Do you race it? Do you?
I do not race her. No.
Okay.
She actually gets very little road time.
Now, do you still have the working tech on the hood there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was a neat. They didn't do that on very many of them, did they?
I don't think so.
I can't remember.
I
It was
know
just
that it was
the 400.
stock on 69.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, but it's not original tack.
Oh,
We had to
okay.
replace the tack.
But it originally
yes,
came with
yes.
it. Okay. Now, what all do you have?
Oh,
Besides the Pontiac?
Yeah, so we just sold the 65 Buick. Have a 70 Mach 1. We have a 69 Fastback. 67 Scout. We have a 70 GTO. We have a Mini Cooper.
Oh, Mini Cooper.
Yeah, 67 Mini Cooper.
Okay.
So, and that's just, it's the cutest little thing ever. So
Now, how long have you been the vice president of the Shifters?
since the beginning.
Oh, wow. The whole time?
Yep.
Whoa.
Well, once we started getting, a few, we maybe had 4 or 5 members at that time, and we kind of just appointed people.
Oh, okay. All right. Does it have a name?
Oh, she does. Yes.
What's her name?
Her name is Charlie.
Charlie. Where'd
I kinda
Charlie
named her
come from?
after my husband. His name
Oh.
is Chuck. Charles.
Charles?
Yep,
Charlie?
and he put his heart and soul into her.
I like it. It fits.
And turned her over to me. So
It fits.
Yep.
It's Charlie.
Yeah.
The 69 Pontiac 400. Firebird 400.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Angie, thank you very much for giving me a little bit of time and an interview with the Miss Shifters. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Christina, once again, good to see you. And, well, we got a couple different cars here this time.
We do.
All right.
We
Well,
do.
tell me about Capone behind me.
Okay. Well, we were looking for a hot rod.
Okay.
I had a 75 Nova as a high schooler when I was 16, so we were actually looking for a Nova.
Okay.
And then this popped up out of Seattle, and I was like, oh, nobody has that. I can always get a Nova, but this was kind of like a one of a kind.
Yeah.
So as we got into it, the boys went over without me and picked it up for me. They actually played a prank and said, it was too loud for you, we didn't get it. And I'm like, that's okay. And then they were like, just kidding. So it's a 47 Chevy Stylemaster.
Okay.
And it was a garage build by a gentleman and his dad, and they had it for a long time.
All right.
So it's got a Chevy 350 in it, a Mustang 2 front clip in the
Yep.
front, and then a turbo transmission. So
Okay.
it's a lot of car, it's loud, I'm still learning how to drive it. and everything.
Now, where did the name Capone come from?
Well, it's very gangster.
All black?
It's all blacked out, and I was like, this is a gangster car. And so I was trying to go through all my gangsters that I knew, and I was like, he's gangster. It's got to have a guy name, boy name, strong name, and so Capone.
Capone.
Yep, we went through all of them. And I was thinking, okay, Tommy gun. Okay, well, he didn't actually use a Tommy gun, but I'm like, I need to have a Tommy gun, so there's my Tommy gun.
The hood prop?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
beautiful car.
Yeah.
And how long have you had this now?
A year in August.
A year. Okay.
Yeah, so it's still new to me. I still learn how to drive it every time I get in it. So
favorite part so far on it?
I love the look, and I love the way it sounds.
Okay.
Because it's very throaty, and it sits there, and it actually kind of sounds like my Nova did.
Really?
So it kind of brings back the noise and everything. So
awesome.
Yeah, and my back windows roll down, which is really super cool. And I didn't know that till I actually got in the back seat, and I'm like, oh, my windows roll down. So, but yeah. So
options that we take for granted on new cars that back then not all of them were that way, huh?
No, and I had no idea until I got back there. I'm like, oh my gosh, they actually roll down. So
okay.
Yeah, yep. And we've just done little things to it. It was pretty much like this, so we've added the purple to the engine and done little cosmetic things.
Yeah.
The trunk was just an empty shell, so you could see the back of the seat.
Okay.
So we filled it in with the walls and carpet.
And I saw this, the luggage back there.
The luggage,
yep,
yes.
And a cigar box. Very nice.
Which is what Capone used to smoke.
Oh, really?
Those were his type of cigars. So, and rumor has it, his brother Frankie used to live here. So when Capone was running from the police, he would come to Spokane and hide out. I learned that after I named him Capone. So I'm like, ooh, and Phelps Field is where he would fly into. And I live near Phelps Field. So now it really sticks.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So. Now, are you going to pull some of the purple accents into the interior too eventually?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, just a little bit. It has purple underglow.
Oh.
So when it gets dark and you light it up, it lights up purple underneath.
Oh, nice.
Very, very gangster. And yes, so we've kind of tried to add the purple throughout the whole car. So,
all right. Yeah. Now, what's this right behind you? I know we got a Cadillac, but tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah,
you showed up in
this is Mama's new ride. So I had another truck. We ended up 3 trucks.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, we don't need 3 trucks. So we went and found this. I kind of wasn't looking, but when it popped up, it was really, really good deals. And I needed something with air conditioning and good gas mileage. So.
And all the amenities.
Yes. So I've got my 2013 2-door Caddy Coupe.
Is it fast?
It is fast, and she's got a big booty. That's my favorite part, is she's got a big booty. And we have Cadillacs. My son has an 08, my husband has a 2013.
Okay.
So we added this, plus we have a 69 Cadillac.
Gotcha.
We had to add Mama needed a Cadillac.
Now, what model was this one?
The CTS.
CTS, okay.
Yes.
And were they all-wheel drives or just?
Some of them are. Mine is just rear.
Just a rear-wheel drive?
Yes. So in the winter, I'm not real sure. But I only work like 8 blocks from home, so it'll be okay. And I have enough trucks. I can drive a truck.
Well, if you do it right and you maybe figure out how to turn the traction control off, you know, get a little winter driving, have a little fun, drift it.
Exactly.
Could be fun.
Yes. And the color. I saw the color and I was like, oh my gosh, you don't really see this color.
It's kind of a silver green.
Yes. It turns gray. It turns blue.
Gunmetal?
It turns, yes, it's almost, yes, there's a special name for it, but it changes colors on me constantly. And this is just July, so only a few months for me to tool around.
Okay.
But yeah, put the new rims and tires on it, and yeah, tinted the headlights and the taillights. But
I thought I noticed something a little off there.
Yeah. So.
I really like that.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And I've got my truck, so I've got 3 babies. I have 3 babies, you know.
You got, your whole family has vehicles. We just talked to Matilda.
Yes.
She's got the Jeep. And, do you still have the Volkswagen Bug?
I do, but guess what?
Huh.
We are selling it to our mini Miss Shifter, Miss Cheyenne.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be in the club, but she loves it, and I do have to get rid of a car.
Yeah.
So it's going to go to a good home. She's so excited. It'll be her car for her first car, turning 16.
Awesome.
She's worked hard. She's so excited. So it's getting a bath and all shined up, and it gets to go to Cheyenne tomorrow.
Well, it stays in the club then.
It does.
Awesome.
So you will see the Bug. So we can still love the Bug.
All right. Well, Christina, thank you very much once again. Amazing cars.
Thank you.
Matilda, thank you very much for coming out today with the Miss Shifters. You guys are the premier car club for the show today, is that right?
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, tell me a little bit about what we got here.
So this is a 1946 Jeep Willys CJ2A. We've had it in the family for about 21 years, and about a month ago we started restoring it. Hadn't been driven in probably 5 or 6 years.
Huh.
So my grandpa started redoing it, and then he passed away, so we kind of were like, nope, we're not touching it. And then my dad decided he wanted to sell it, and I lost it.
You weren't having that.
I was not gonna let them get rid of it, so I bought it from him and started restoring it, and been working on it every day to get it ready for here.
I mean, when you say every day, you blew a tire last night, and it's early in the morning, and you've already had a new set of tires put on this
9:30.
just to make it here.
Yep.
Wow.
We were at Les Schwab this morning waiting for him.
Oh, wow.
I rushed in as soon as they opened the door this morning to get it to get it here.
So now, how long have you been with the Miss Shifters?
About 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
And have you had other vehicles prior, or just this one?
Yeah, we had a 2002 Volkswagen Beetle that I didn't love driving. It just wasn't me. So my mom kind of drove it, and I kind of just was shotgun rider along for the ride. But my Jeep, I have a 2012 Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
That's been in the club, so I kind of would clean that up, show it. But it was a driver, like a daily driver. It wasn't like a cool hot rod. So this is more, I wanted to have a car that I could be like, when I drive it, people are like, look at that, Willys.
All right. Now, what do you have under the hood here?
It's a Buick V6.
Buick is good.
Yeah.
Anything with a Buick.
Buick is good.
All right. Pretty much stock engine, like the Buick engine, pretty stock.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's got big headers coming out the side. So.
Then still have the 3-speed manual transmission.
Yep.
Any other modifications? Tell me a little bit about this here.
So this is Monster Line. So my dad, like growing up, we would always take it out for buying. He used to dump it on its side all the time, and like he added all the roll bar and stuff into it because it was for buying. And so when we sanded all the paint off, did all the body work ourselves, and we decided to rhino line it, so that way it's not like, oh, I'm not going to scratch my paint. Now I can take it out in the woods and take it 4x and do
actually
whatever.
Use it and have fun. Not just put it in the corner and show it off, and it's pretty.
It's not a trailer queen.
I mean, you even have some diamond plate here on top of the fenders.
Yep.
I see some on the back there.
Yep.
Was there a little rust anywhere?
So my dad put that on when I was a baby.
Okay.
So he did all of that himself. He shaped it. He shaped all the backwards around his leg. Did all of it himself.
Nice.
Back in the day. So we kind of, and I love it. So I was like, it's different. It makes it different. It's not, doesn't look like every other Willys. So
yeah,
I liked it. We painted it, got it cleaned up. And
even did the grill with it too. It is, the whole thing is coated with that Monster liner.
Monster Line, yep.
Monster line. And they got a pretty good winch up front here.
Yep.
Mile marker. All right. Future plans. Do you have some modifications you're still looking at doing soon, or?
Yeah, we pretty much just got like the first coat on, so it'd be ready for here for the fair. So we have like there's some spots that need to be touched up. So we're gonna finish painting, and then Lonnie, one of the Mr. Shifters, he's the one who paints everything. So he'll go in and paint all of the Willys, and we'll have putting flames back onto it.
The monster's gonna put flames on it.
Yep, it had flames on it. My dad did like cardboard spray paint flames when I was a kid, just to have something cool on there. And so I was like, it's had flames my whole life. So Lonnie's gonna put some really cool like sparkly black and silver flames back on it for me. And
he's really good. So I'll look forward to seeing that on here.
yeah, we're getting speakers for it because there's nothing in it right now. I have to have a radio.
So now explain one thing real quick. Why did you join with the Miss Shifters?
I love the community of the Miss Shifters, and it's like having a big family. And like yesterday, I blew the tire out and I posted it and was like, hey, don't know if I'll make it. I want to say like 10 girls right away. I'm gonna go look in the garage to see what we have. What kind of tire, what size, what do you need?
Wow.
My husband's gonna go look right now. And so just anything you need, they're there for you. And it's like having, for me, I'm one of the youngest members, and for me it's like having like 20 moms. They're always like, let me wipe your face. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just having the support where you need it, and if you need anything, you can just say like, hey, I'm broke down on the side of the road, and they'll be like, I'm closest, I got her. So just having that community aspect and like basically a big family.
Yeah.
And we have so much fun. We do so many charity events, which I love.
Well, Matilda, Thank you very much.
You're
and I look forward to
welcome.
seeing the changes coming to this soon.
Yep, hopefully they'll get done sooner than later.
Carly, thanks for showing up today with the Miss Shifters here at the fair. Tell me a little bit about what we got.
This is a 2015 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack.
Okay.
So it's got the 392 Hemi in it.
Ooh.
It's a 6-speed.
Okay. Manual, 6-speed.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how long have you had it?
I've had it for about a year.
Okay. And do you have a name yet for it?
I've not named it.
No.
No.
Okay. So how long have you been with the Miss Shifters?
This is my first year as a member. I was a supporter last year.
Okay.
So,
And why did you want to join them? What got you like sucked into them, I guess you could say?
Well, I started coming to everything with my friend Nikki, who's been in it for a few years last year, and I just fell in love with all the ladies. And yeah, I decided to. I first bought a 65 C10 pickup.
Okay.
That was going to. It's being restored right now still, but and then I bought this, so that kind of went on the back burner.
Now, besides the truck, have you had other hot rods and interesting cars through
Not
the
really
years?
hot rods. I have a lot of random cars, but a lot of Volkswagens, like Golfs and
Yeah?
Subaru WRXs and things like that. But
Okay.
nothing hot rodish.
But you've been-
I always wanted a Challenger. And
Okay.
then I just kind of last year decided to just go for it.
So have you always been into cars or working on stuff, or what got you into them?
My dad was into Volkswagens. He wasn't really so much good at working on them, but my first car was a 56 oval Bug that I drove exactly one time because I was like 13 when he bought it for me. So yeah, that was my first car. So I got really into that car because I was like 13 or 14. So I bought a bunch of stuff for it and I drove it once, and then he drove it. And then yeah, I just got stuck with like a family rig, and I kind of got a Volkswagen Golf when I was in college, and I had a lot of Volkswagens. But yeah, I've never really had like a cool fast car, but I always loved the Challengers when they came out, and I never thought I'd be able to buy one, but
Now,
decided to.
tell me a little bit about that trip over to Montana, I think you were saying earlier.
Oh, it was in Kellogg. So I found this at Dave Smith over in Kellogg, and it was nice here. It was November, and so we took my friend Nikki's car, the Mustang,
The
there,
one right behind
GT.
there.
Yeah, and the roads were great here. We get over the pass, and there's snow, so it was a little sketchy.
Jeez.
And I hadn't driven a stick in probably 20 years since college, so she had to re-teach me how to drive this, which was an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike, you know. So, yeah.
Now, what plans do you have for this?
It came pretty much fully loaded. So I've put on some kind of engine dress up stuff and some black LED marker lights. I put a cold air intake on it and the oil catch can.
Okay.
And I don't know, just a few more little things probably. I don't know.
You gonna leave it blue, change anything?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave it blue. I've toyed around with doing the hood black.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So,
All right.
yeah.
So, Carly, why did you want to join the Miss Shifters?
They're just, from coming to things with Nikki, I met all of them, and they're just an awesome, fun group of girls that are they're just badass. And we have a lot of fun. We do a lot of good work for, different nonprofits and
all the charities and
charities,
stuff.
and it's just a fun thing to be part of. So.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of time and telling me a little bit about your car and the Miss Shifters.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks, Carly. All right, Charity. Good to see you, and thanks for bringing the car out today with the Miss Shifters. Tell me a little bit about what we have here.
This is my 1962 Mercury Meteor.
Okay.
They were made to compete with the Ford Fairlane, and this was actually a failed car, and this was the first year this car was made in America. Her name is Freedom.
Freedom.
And she was a promise that I made to myself when I went back to college late in life, and I changed my life. I said I would buy a dream, and this is her.
Now, have you done a lot of work to her?
Done a lot.
Okay.
She came with a rebuilt engine. This is a 302. It's a 1971 302 that was just rebuilt. It still had the break-in oil in it when I got it. A C4 transmission. It is bored over, ported and polished. I've had a 4-inch lift done on her, new tailpipes, new paint. If you can see it in the sun, it's actually pink glitter over this. New wheels. There's just a lot. This is my baby. I plan on keeping her forever.
All right. Now, did you do the hood scoop here?
It came with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the person selling it actually said he was going to put the original hood back on, and I said, no, I'm buying this car. Don't touch it.
All right. Future plans?
I'm gonna keep, well, I'm never getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Down the road, I'm gonna have new interior. The
Okay.
interior is great. I actually put car seat covers on it just because I want to protect
okay.
them.
Yeah.
It's still the original interior, and they
Really?
look like the back seat doesn't look like it was ever touched.
Amazing.
But because it's original, I wanted to keep them no rips, no tears. But I'm in no hurry because they're actually in really great shape.
Wow. All right. Now, how long have you been with the Misshifters?
I started as an actual Misshifter in January. Before that, I was a supporter.
So you're actually a new member.
Yes, I am.
Okay. How long have you been a supporter with them?
Not even totally. In total, I've known the Misshifters for a year now, maybe
wow.
a little more.
Okay.
Yes.
So what drew you into them?
I was actually kind of caught off guard. I met a Misshifter who was leaving the club because she was moving away.
Okay.
She moved to Texas. And her husband helped me with my car one day in a parking lot. And they said, you know, you should contact the Misshifters. They're a really awesome group of ladies and we think you would fit in. And we know that there's going to be an opening soon. And I did. And they made me feel very welcome the day I met them. The first show I went to, they were so supportive and encouraging, and I couldn't wait to get to know them better.
They're absolutely amazing group.
Yes.
Now, I noticed something on your right forearm there. Would that be this?
Yes, this is my car.
So Charity, have you always been into cars?
I've always had a passion for cars.
Okay.
I describe my passion as obsessive,
Okay.
probably unhealthy obsession. I grew up with classic cars. I honestly didn't know there was anything else until I was in my 20s and realized the rest of the world had newer cars. It came with black wheels. I wanted chrome. I wanted it to pop. This was originally made for 14-inch wheels. These are 18, so we had to do some work. She's been tubbed. There's an offset on the back.
Oh, really?
I just kind of wanted this muscle car look on this car that was never intended for that.
Catch everybody by surprise with it.
It is, yes,
okay.
it is. And I hear the same comment at every show. It's either I've never seen one or I've seen a 63. Everybody tells me that.
Huh.
I'll tell you, the very first time I heard her run, it's how I knew she was mine because I didn't know what I was looking for. I wanted a feeling, and I started crying. And my now husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, leaned into me because I couldn't talk, and he said, "It's the one. This is it, isn't it?" And I'm all, and it was really sweet because I told the man who was selling it, I don't even have that much money. And 2.5 hours later, we worked out a deal, and I brought her home a week later.
Oh wow!
So it was pretty amazing. I never expected this car. I just fell in love.
Sometimes the best ones we don't expect, they just show up.
Yes.
So, well, Charity, thank you very much for a little bit of time and tell me about the car and the Misshifters.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
So, Chris, Kelly, thank you for giving me a little bit of time here to talk about your car and the Misshifters. So, Kelly, what do we got here?
This is our 74 Chevy Malibu wagon.
Yeah? Nicknamed?
Hazel,
Now, how come it's Hazel?
because it matches my eyes.
Aw,
Kind of, sort
Chris.
of. Close enough.
All right. So, tell me a little bit about how long you guys have had the wagon.
We've had the wagon about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now.
So, how long have you been with the Misshifters, Kelly?
Officially only since January, but we've been doing things with them for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, when Chris and I started the Pharaohs chapter, actually, we started doing things with the Misshifters, so we wanted to be like the sister club with them, so that the guys would have somewhere to go.
Gotcha.
And
there
then,
we are.
you know, we decided to step back from that, and Rochelle offered me to be a Misshifter. So, you know,
nice.
You don't say no.
Now, have you always been into cars, or is Chris the influence?
Chris's family is in the cars since he was born, but I, growing up, was more like race cars and motorcycles.
Oh, really?
So it just kind of linked in together.
Awesome. Yeah. So what all have you done to Hazel so far?
Not much.
Not much.
Not a huge amount. It really doesn't need a huge amount. Right after we got it, I put a whole brand new front end underneath it.
Like, it needs some cosmetic stuff, but I kind of like it how it is. So I don't want to change it.
Awesome.
And I put the Camaro rally wheels and tires on it, and then I took a coil off the front springs and lowered it about 1 inch. And
nice.
We're contemplating on taking another couple inches out of it and getting it really, you know, nice and lowered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
but our kids love it too, because they can get everybody in it and go somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Now, does it have that rear-facing back seat?
No.
No, that was actually it was an option for this car, but our car here in general didn't. Instead, it came with a rear stowage area.
Oh.
Big, deep.
Yeah, it's like a big, deep well.
You can hide the bodies underneath.
It's going to be our cooler.
Yeah, it's going to be a
We're
cooler.
going to put a drain plug in it and use it for our cooler.
Well, see, I was going to ask what the future plans are, and there's one of them.
Yep. Probably future plans. We're gonna get dual exhaust put on it. Go up see my buddy Danny Ray. Have him do dual exhaust on it.
Are you going to leave the paint?
Yes.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
he doesn't, but I do. And I like how it is. We're going to clear coat.
I was going to say, do you think maybe you could find the actual like reproduction vinyl and redo it?
Yeah, we could. We could redo the wood grain on it. You know, I've been asked a lot of times to throw stuff up on a luggage rack like the National Lampoons. You know, maybe even try to tie grandma onto the roof.
Find one of those really old coolers or something. And
It'll hurt the aerodynamics. I mean, you got to get all the mileage you can get out of these.
That's true.
Yep.
This thing can get up and go though.
Yeah. Now, what engine did it have?
It's still got the original 350.
Okay.
You know, this thing, I often laugh because it's like driving a big, comfortable couch.
Well, Chris, Kelly, thank you very much for showing off Hazel and telling me about the Misshifters. Bobby!
Hey.
Finally we get to do an interview.
I know.
All right, so unfortunately your car, you said, is still not put together.
Right, we're really close.
Okay. Well, first off, tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, I have a 1967 Cadillac sedan DeVille.
Okay.
Cruella. Because she's a DeVille, right?
All right, yeah.
So, and I bought it about 5 years ago in somebody's front yard for $1,200.
Oh.
So we just put a new engine and transmission in it, so we're getting all the rest of that stuff put back together to put her on the road.
Okay. It's so hard to turn down a car when they're at that price.
It's very difficult,
yes. So, fill me in real quick. You have been with the Misshifters for how long?
4 years.
4 years,
Yep.
okay. Now, what drew you into them?
So my dad was a GM mechanic for 30 years.
Okay.
So I grew up with classic cars.
All right.
I actually would like to someday have a Vega in like really heavy green metallic and 3-inch for interior, kind of pimp it out kind of thing.
Ooh. Definitely something you haven't seen before.
So yeah, so just different stuff. My dad worked on everything. I spent all my summers as a kid at the drag strip. He worked on drag cars as well for friends and family and for work. And so so I've grown up with classic cars.
Okay.
So the fact that this was an all-girl car club here in Spokane really spoke to me.
Yeah.
And it's really a sisterhood. It's much more than I ever could have thought that it would be.
So back to that Cadillac.
Yeah.
So obviously you're putting some work into it. Is it still pretty stock?
It was a numbers matching car before I had the new tranny and engine put in it.
Okay.
So yes, I still have the engine and transmission. Until we put the new engine and transmission, I had a hole in a piston.
Oh.
So it was really a lot of money to have the original engine rebuilt.
Okay.
So I found a new engine and transmission. So that's what we put in it.
And
but
you
I
said that
kept
was
the original.
429?
It's 429.
429.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell me real quick a little short story about how you found out there was an issue with that piston.
So when we tried to start the car, the oil cap would shoot off of the oil into the rafters of our shop. And so it was like, oh. So then we started testing compression, of course,
Right.
and then, there's a zero compression. So we pulled the heads off and voila, giant hole in the piston. So
One of those that, boom, okay, there is a problem.
There's a problem here, yeah.
Where'd it go now?
Exactly.
All right. Now, what do you plan on doing with the car?
So I plan on eventually frame off restoration,
Okay.
but originally it was a color called fawn, which is brown. I'm not fond of it. It's currently white.
Okay.
So when they do that, I will have it redone in white, but I want like a really heavy silver metallic clear coat put over the top of the white so it sparkles like sparkly, right? Sparkly like when you drive it, so it be super sparkly. But I want to take it back to like really nice and yeah.
Well, Bobby, thank you very much for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And once again, thanks to Rochelle for letting us use the pink truck in the video here. All right, Tracy, Good to see you again. Tell me a little bit about what we have here.
So this is my 1964 Bel Air. It has a 283 Power Glide transmission.
Okay.
It's also got airbags, so it's lowered.
I thought it just sat funny.
I get that actually a lot. Like some people have come out and like, something's wrong with your car. Why is it, it's crooked? Because I'll put it like on the side or something, and it's pretty funny.
All right. Now, how long have you had it?
So this car I've had, I think it's been about 2 years now.
Okay.
Yep.
And have you done the work on it, or did you already buy it with some of the stuff done?
So actually this car is all original. The only thing that has been altered is the airbags. So the upholstery, the paint, everything is original.
Okay.
Yep. So we got it this way. When I was little, I always wanted a Mustang or an Impala. That's all I ever wanted. So when I was 16, I actually got my Mustang, which I still have, a 67 Mustang. And then I was actually able to get the Bel Air. The Impalas are a little bit more expensive, so the Bel Air, which is beautiful. I love the color. So yeah. So I always wanted an old classic car.
All right. Now, future plans with it. Do you have any?
Yeah, there's a little bit of the upholstery is kind of rotted from the sun in the back, so I'm trying to decide what I want to do. If I want to keep it like original, get some, because you can get the upholstery, or if I want to add a little bit of custom, maybe some fuzzy carpet in the back or something like that. So I'm trying to decide what to do with that.
All right.
Yeah, and I just keep on adding like skull stuff. So I'm gonna need to clean up the wheels a little bit. But the wheel centers are gonna have skulls. So,
nice.
Yeah, but mostly I'm going to keep it original.
Okay.
Yep.
So now tell me a little bit about the Miss Shifters. How long you've been with them?
So I've been a member for 3 years. I wanted to be a member longer, but I was in school, so I couldn't get in. It's a lot of time commitment with all the shows. So it's just my kind of people, tattooed women that love cars and have a good sense of humor. It's my people.
Yeah. So, and that's obviously what drew you in.
Absolutely.
Okay. Does it have a name?
Chola.
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 Okay.
Yeah, so, obviously it's a lowrider, so her name is Chola. So, yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have 3 classic cars. Like I said, I have my 67 Mustang, which I've had since I was 16, and I also have a 63 Galaxy 500 convertible.
Ooh.
Yep, so I have that as well. Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, Tracy, thank you very much. Good talking with you.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody for watching How Do You Hot Rod over the last couple years. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and keep sharing these videos because you never know what's coming up next. Y'all have a good one.